Jai Shri Ram. Hello everyone. In today's session, we will learn about how to create a CI/CD pipeline in AWS using Codepipeline and CodeBuild. Before starting our today's session, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Madhav Paliwal. I am a student currently pursuing Integrated Master of Technology in Information Technology from International Institute of Professional Studies in DAVV Indore. I have made this project or assignment under the guidance of Dr. Vivek Srivastava Sir as a part of my college curriculum. So let's just start our today's session by understanding the terminologies. The very first terminology is CI/CD. It stands for Continuous Integration and Continuous Deployment. For better understanding, CI is a modern software development practice in which incremental code changes are made frequently and reliably. Our second terminology is Code Pipeline. AWS Code Pipeline is a continuous delivery service you can use to model, visualize, and automate the steps required to release your software. Our last terminology is AWS CodeBuild. It is a fully managed build service in the cloud. CodeBuild compiles your source code, runs unit tests, and produces artifacts that are ready to deploy. CodeBuild eliminates the need to provision, manage, and scale down your build servers. Till now, we understand what is CI/CD. Let's just understand why do we need for CI/CD. Before CI/CD was introduced, an application developer first create an application, then jar file of that application is generated by the developer. Once the jar file is generated, then it is ready to deploy it on Elastic BeanStalk. Elastic BeanStalk is an instance on which an application has been deployed. Once the application is deployed, it is live now. Now, if any changes or any updates was introduced in the application, the jar file is created again and it is deployed again on the Elastic Beanstalk. It is a hardcore process because for each updates or each changes introduced, we need to create a jar file every time and we need to deploy it on Elastic Beanstalk. To overcome this, CI/CD was introduced. Before creating the actual CI/CD, let's just understand the working flow of CI/CD. An application developer needs to create an application first. Once the application is created, it is then now uploaded on GitHub. Once the application is uploaded on GitHub, it is ready to be deployed on Elastic Beanstalk. But this is not a straightforward process. Now, the AWS code pipeline comes in picture. This whole deployment process is done by Codepipeline automatically. The Codepipeline first builds the code by CodeBuild. CodeBuild compiles your source code, run unit tests, and produce artifacts that are ready to be deployed. Once the CodeBuild build your code, then now a jar file is created and that jar file is ready to be deployed on Elastic Beanstalk. This whole process done by AWS Codepipeline. But how do we know that how to build that particular application? For this, we would an application developer create a new file called buildspec.yml. Before pushing the code on CodePipeline, the developer create this buildspec.yml file in the application and then the file is then uploaded on GitHub. Once the file is uploaded on GitHub, the code pipeline first search for this file and run the predefined commands in this YML file. By this, the jar file of the particular application is created by CodeBuild and then the jar file once created, the jar file is ready to be deployed on Elastic Beanstalk. In this way, we will deploy our application. So far now, we understood the need of CI/CD and the working flow of code pipeline in AWS. Let's just now start our practical session by creating an application in Spring Boot. In my case, I am creating a Spring Boot application. You can create an application of your own choice.
Let's create a Spring application. A project built to be language with Java. Spring version 3.5. Group name. Third. Artifact demo. Student service. Demo. CI CD 4. Student service. Package will be convert. Packaging type would be managed by default Java packaging. Java is select white. Let's get the package type like web images first, then lombok to save both and last developers. Join the project space. Once the project generated, let's unzip it. So we are let's create a new file. Student controller in a folder for Java. On top of this file, I would like to add two annotations. First one is test controller. Second one is request mapping / student. Okay. Now create another file called first student.java. I'm going to add for our constructor. No our constructor. Data. Create some fields. Private int ID. Private string name. Private string roll number. Private string mobile number. No. Private string cp. Create a new file. Student.java. New service file. New service function class. Create a function for return list of students. This will return list of students. Return string.of new student by giving ID 7 1 Madhav Paliwal as my name. Roll number IT 2K19 27 city order. So for now I read some name. Let's code the application this now. Return all students. Return student out get students. Import this. So for now our application is developed. All we need to create and call this application. All we need to go in the terminal section. Even in terminal. By typing anything command to build our project locally. First we need to compile our build our project locally to understand that to know there is no error to our project. When the spring arrives, it will show that there is no error so far project and the build status is success. Now click now type ambient spring -put run to run our spring project. If you need to test the project using Postman, search for Postman in search bar. So I have opened my Postman app. Let's check whether our application is perfectly running or not. So file our URL by http://localhost/8080/student. You can observe that a list of students appear here. So now our application is running perfectly. Let's upload our code to GitHub. First we need to initialize the repository as git repository. Then check git status. Then add src folder. Git add form.xml file and git.add.ignore file. Now check git status again. Git commit -n first commit. Now we will put this file in GitHub. I have logged into my GitHub account. Let's first create a new repository for our CI department. Push output. Click on new repository. Give it a name. For my case, give it student-service CI/CD. Scroll down. Give a git repository. Once the repository is created, you need to connect it to this git folder. Copy this command. And paste this here. Hit enter. Now the repository is connected to this git repository. Now hit the right click push -u. Master. So that your code will be pushed to this remote repository. Simply now.
So far now our code is uploaded to GitHub. Now we need to create a build spec.yml file in the root folder of our package. Let's create this file
And copy paste the code in this file. Only need to change the jar name of the file to whatever the name you wanted to do, but make it case sensitive that it is given provided in the form file under the section of under the build tag file. Okay. So upload this file to GitHub. Git status file is already uploaded. Okay.
When we refresh our web page, we can easily observe that our code is pushed here. To create a code pipeline, first we need to create Elastic BeanStalk. So let's create it. So we have logged into our AWS account. Search for Elastic BeanStalk in the search bar. Click on Elastic BeanStalk. Till now, we don't have any Elastic BeanStalk, so create one by creating new application. Give your application name. In my case, I'm giving student app. Scroll down. Choose your platform on which it will build. It is Java. Choose the version of Java. It's Coreto 8. Platform version would remain as it is 3.4.5. Now scroll down more and click on create application. Before checking first, yes, click on create an application. It will take a couple minutes. So far our Elastic BeanStalk is created successfully. Let's create a code pipeline for the development of our application. Go in the search bar and search for Codepipeline. Click on the first option, Codepipeline. So there is no code pipeline here. Let's create a new one. Click on create pipeline.
Give your pipeline a name. In my case, I am giving it student pipeline. Scroll down, leave the options as it is as by default. Click on next. Choose your source provider. Our source provider is GitHub. Click on GitHub and click connect to GitHub. I have already given my credentials for login GitHub, so I will click on confirm. So my GitHub account is connected now. Click on the repository on which you want to create your code pipeline. Student service CI/CD. Click the branch name, choose the branch, master, and click on next. Choose your build provider. As in our case, build provider is CodeBuild. It will automatically build our code and create a jar file to deploy on Elastic BeanStalk. So project name, create a new project. Click on create project. Give your project name student project. Scroll down. Choose your operating system. Amazon Linux 2 in my case. Runtime will be standard. Scroll down. Click on image. Choose the latest version of the image. Or scroll down. Scroll down. Leave the options as it is. So build spec. This is the important console option. Build spec. Leave the option as use as build spec file that we have created in our code. Scroll down more and click continue to code pipeline. It will redirect to our previous page. Now our project is created successfully. Now scroll down and click on next. Choose your deploy provider. Our deploy provider is Elastic BeanStalk, on which our application is deployed after build. Choose our application name, student app. Choose the environment variable name which created automatically. Click on next. Now verify the configuration that we have done by creating this pipeline. Scroll down to the last and click on create pipeline. Now our pipeline is still created and is in progress. This process consists of three phases. The first one is source, the second one is build, and the third one is deploy. The first phase, which is source, in this phase our source code is fetched from the GitHub. Once it is completed, the process contains the second phase, which is called build. In this, CodeBuild builds our code and create a jar file for our project. Once the jar file is created, the process goes to the next phase, which is deploy. In this phase, our application is deployed on the Elastic BeanStalk. It will take a few minutes. Let's check. Click on details. Go to the next. Status in progress. Scroll down to the last. We can see our command is running and necessary configuration is done by CodeBuild. It is done automatically by CodeBuild. We just providing the command in our build spec.yml file. Everything is done automation. This is why we use Codepipeline. Once it is built, it will goes to the deploy phase. So it is built now. The green marks appear here. The green tick appear here. So our application is deployed successfully. Now go on the Elastic BeanStalk and access our application.
Or not. Okay, it is giving some kind of warning. No need for worry about it. Click on the URL, open it in the new tab. It is giving some kind of error, no problem. We just have to fire the URL. So far, the error has been resolved and the endpoints are running successfully. We are getting all the records of the students details. Now let's just add another function.
Create public list of student sorted. Snapping is also cat. Going to extra URL endpoint as sorted. So all we need to do is return student dot get students dot stream dot sorted. Inside sorted, we need to create a comparator dot compare. Create a function. Put every student get ID. Collect it as a list. So this is okay. Is there any error here still? The collector function is not collector function, it's collector function. Now allow file. Let us update changes to Git. Check. Add the SRC folder again. Commit my code. Pushing it into my repository. Once it is pushed, the changes are reflected.
By providing the endpointer student sorted, we can easily observe that the student list is appeared in the increasing order of their roll number. The first one appears ID 8, the second appear ID 11, third appear ID 27, and the fourth appear ID 39. So in this way, you can create a CI/CD pipeline for your project. Thank you very much.